Good morning. How's everybody doing today? It's August 31st. Just thought I'd share a few thoughts on life and some things that I've been thinking about. Lost my notes. Well, I'm in last week for heart catheterization, and I guess 5 years ago I had 2 stents put in, and 3 weeks ago I had a stress test. Doctor called up and said that he didn't like the way the stress test looked, and wanted to take a further look. Well, the good thing is that he said that my heart was healthier than what it was when he put the stents in. We put the stents and they're still opened up. The heart wall is now stronger than it was because it was getting blood now, and didn't see anything else. Everything else looked good. I was hoping he'd find something that on why I was tired all the time. Guess it's just I'm getting old and lazy. Anyway, I guess that's good news that happened. Could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse, I guess. I had a dream the other night that was really kind of weird. That I dreamt of my old job that I worked at Shell's for so many years that my boss and old friend decided he couldn't use me anymore after 27 years, and I dreamt that I don't know if I was working there or what, but I was walking through the kitchen, walked outside the back door, and there's all kinds of garbage and stuff piled up, and there's a band playing, and there's a banquet table set up out in the grass area and underneath trees, and it's starting to rain. It's starting to rain, and I'm watching these guys, waiters, bring out trays of stuff and drinks, and they were slipping and sliding on the mat that was the tables were sitting on, and it was like something out of the old, very old movies, slapstick comedy, and their feet are going every which way direction, and they're trying to stand up, and the wind starts blowing, and there's people dressed up sitting there, and all of a sudden rain starts and everybody starts running. That was the weird part. Go back inside and go into the office and say, I'm leaving. And I go out to get my van, and it isn't where I parked it. And it's pouring down rain, so I'm looking all over for it. Finally, I find it, and I get in it and start to drive away, and there's no brakes. And so I'm trying to drive it through this parking lot with it running, and for some reason, my foot wasn't on the gas, but it kept going, and I couldn't stop it. I've been tried pulling the emergency brake, and that didn't work. And finally, it came to a stop against an embankment or something, and the cops come out because I'd hit a couple cars, and said that I told them what happened, and they said, "Well, this van was reported stolen earlier, and we got the guy who stole it. I don't know what he did to it, but he was wanted for a lot of stuff." And I woke up. It was just strange, weird dreams that just makes no sense at all. But I thought it was kind of comical just the way that things looked. And oh yeah, the celebration was of somebody who had been there since day one, and I guess this year will be 30 years for the place. So I guess that was a thought that was on my mind. And funny thing was, the owner wasn't even there, and he wasn't even there to see the celebration of, I don't even know who it was. Can't think of anybody that's been there since day one. So anyways, it just something crazy I thought I'd mention. You know, something that's been in my mind that, and I'm just wondering how some of my old friends, what their thoughts are on this. And I guess it came about with, I posted a couple old pictures of Wheatfield High School's yearbook, and it was, I wasn't there at the time. I was at Teft Elementary School, because by the time we got there, that's all that was left. Everybody else said they shipped everybody off. It only went to sixth grade. But I posted a couple old pictures of I think a fourth and fifth grade class. And it's funny, the friends that I got down here were like, "Where are you at?" Or, "Nice picture," this and that. And I just thought it was really neat. And I'm trying to explain to my grandson that all these people that, most of the people that was in the fifth grade class were high school classmates of mine. So we consolidated, and crazy thing with the schools. I went to 2 different elementary schools and never moved. They just kept redistricting. I started off at Nyman. Funny thing is, I still remember some of those things of going to Nyman. I remember the swings were very big, very high. I remember screaming because somebody was pushing me so high I thought I was going to flip around. I remember playing at first and second grade. I loved baseball when I was that small, and wanted to. I always brought my glove in the fall and spring when baseball was going on, and I remember wanting to play with the fifth and sixth graders, and I said, "No, you're too little." And one day I'll never forget that Donnie Ketchum, God rest his soul, that said, "Oh, come on, let him play." And I was always a short little fat kid, but I was able to hit the ball, and of course, it got me out because I couldn't run. Um, and they were surprised that I could play, and they did let me play after that a few times. The other thing I remember about Nyman was my first grade teacher was Mrs. Walters. My second grade teacher was Mrs. Markham. She always reminded me of the witch and Wizard of Oz. Scary. She scared me. Our principal was, I think, Mr. Williams, and he was a very large man, over 6 foot, and I don't know, kind of with the build of Herman Munster. The other thing that I remember is going to catechism. We had catechisms Thursday mornings at Cheryl. God, I can't. I just, it's hell to get old. Your mind slips away. But I remember people looked funny at you when you came back in. I don't know. I thought that they did anyway. Second grade, first grade. And the other thing I remember is first grade, two things in first grade happened. First was the birth of my niece, Jackie. I remember the principal coming in and telling Mrs. Walters that I was an uncle of a baby girl. I now had a niece, and I thought that was cool. And the other sad thing was I remember him coming in and saying that President Kennedy had been shot. Funny how the things you remember. Anyway, it was, the pictures were quite comical. I thought, looking at back at those years, people were wanting to know about where our pictures were from Taft. And I said, well, Taft didn't have a yearbook, and Wheatfield High School was so small that they had everybody from the seniors down to first grade pictures in the yearbook. But what kind of brought that up made me think of other things, of when old songs play. What songs play that come back and trigger a memory? One of the first ones that I remember, one of the first songs that trigger a memory with me is Take a Letter, Maria. Happened to be in 7th grade basketball, and that song was popular, and it was, I would sing it, and Paul Duttlinger would go, do. He did his little noise. And I remember Coach Bell got so mad one time. He got up, yelled at Paul to shut up, that he was annoying the hell out of me. I don't know if you remember Paul, but I definitely do. So Take a Letter, Maria. Dun, 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 dun. Some of the other ones I remember, then when they come on to trigger memory, is Cats in the Cradle. I remember being a senior, going on a field trip to see the things at O'Hare Airport that you don't see or don't even know that they're there. We took her a tour of all the infrastructure of underneath the airport, and it's a whole nother world under there. Um, the Aerosmith Toys in the Attic album. I remember Ron Patrick's bachelor party. He had, I don't know if he'd rented this house, bought the house, but we played that whole album over and over. And I remember we got so crazy in that house. We put a couple holes in the wall. Poor guy, he's getting married the next day, and we were tearing up his new house. Joe Banks, one of the memories I've got, songs that bring back thoughts of you is Zeppelin or Sabbath, and us being in Parker's van and songs playing, and you got these sunglasses on, and you're like, quiet, I'm trying to hear this, and you're singing away, and it just good memories they bring back. Sister Goldenhair. I remember when I hear this one, makes me think of my cousin Denise. I don't know if you remember this, but I remember that you, Harpo, and Randy and me, we went to this club in Valparaiso, and this was our senior year. Of course, the drinking age was 21, and we found out this club was letting anybody in. And I remember that was the one song I remember that they played was Sister Goldenhair. I don't know what other song they sang, but I had drank quite a few. And I remember getting a tambourine for one song they were playing, and I guess I snuck it off the stage because they came and got it. And the thing about the whole experience was it was either the next night or a week later that the place got raided, and all these underage kids getting busted for drinking, and they got busted and shut down for serving minors. That was but Sister Goldenhair, every time that song comes on, that's one thing I remember about that. Two songs that remind me of my karaoke days. Taking Care of Business by BTO and Play That Funky Music. Those were my karaoke songs of the day. That was back in, I guess, late 80s, early 90s, probably middle, late 80s, when karaoke was first starting and being very popular. I remember Shucker's Oyster Bar opened up a bar next door, and they did karaoke one night of the week, and I remember being in there and singing Taking Care of Business, and they had a little stage that you sat up, you stood up on and sang, and I remember getting kind of wild on stage because I wanted to go down on the floor and sing to everybody and have people sing with me, and I knocked speakers over and stuff, so I think I was cut off and banned from doing karaoke there anymore. And Play That Funky Music. I don't know why. That was another one of my karaoke songs that I thought sounded pretty good, but I was probably the only one. And then Friends in Low Places by Garth Brooks. We used to, after bowling, and we'd end up at right down the street from it was Redneck Bar at Wickham and Sarno. And that was one song that when it came on, it was like everybody in the whole place sang that song. It was a funny thing. And one last thought about those songs that bring memories back was Can't Touch This by the guy with the big parachute pants. He was a rapper. I can't think of his name now, but that's the way it goes. But I remember being at ABC Liquors, the old ABC Liquors. It used to be on Aurora and US 1, and they had the cool thing about it is they had a bar that rotated, which I don't know who came up with that bright idea, because after you were drinking a few, you kind of had trouble finding your seat because it was slowly rotating around and around. MC Hammer, that's who it was. But I remember going out there, and this big black guy was out there, and I said, "Can you teach an old white boy how to do this?" And he was trying to teach me some of the dance moves to Can't Touch This. I was just wondering what songs you guys thought, what kind of memories it brought back when you heard a certain song. One of the other songs, Please Release Me by Eddie Arnold. That's one song my dad always would sing when it came on. And it's one of the few songs I remember him singing. That and Little Green Apples. Anyway, I just thought I'd get on here and blab away and share a few thoughts, and hope everybody's doing well. Wishing everybody the best, and it's been a long time since I've seen a lot of those classmates. The funny thing is, it doesn't seem like that long, but it's been a few years since I've seen a lot of you. Joe Banks, you could probably stand next to me, and I wouldn't recognize you. We used to be best buds in Teft. I remember being after basketball practice, waiting for Mom to come pick me up. We'd go down to Boback's store and get a soda and a root beer and a moon pie, I think is what I'd get. But a few times we'd stand on the side of the road, and as a car came through, acted like we were stretching something across the road, and laughed like hell when they slowed down. I don't know why those crazy thoughts still come across. Oh, Brian Myers. What was that song that there was a bunch of you in the car that came back from Illinois, and Radar Love. I can't remember who the driver was, but everybody else was passed out, and I said, Brian, everyone thought to stick his head up when that song came on, was going, Radar Love. just crazy thoughts. Thought I needed to come on here and say a few things, and those of you that don't tune into my YouTube channel, which lately I haven't had much on there except streaming Fortnite, trying to get as many subscribers as I can. You got to have 1,000 subscribers to monetize and to get any money off the ads. And I'm up to 133. I started streaming Fortnite and I gained like 70, 80 of them. Kids around the world, they watch these crazy streams on YouTube. I mean, I've had people from, I said, around the world. One guy that I play with all the time started watching my stream, and that's who I play. I play with him whenever he's on. He's from Greenland. Pretty cool. I guess he's probably a descendant of the Eskimos. We looked up his Facebook, and he looks like an Eskimo, and he has a Eskimo-like name, Neku, I think. And he told me that he learned English from watching YouTube videos, because they speak Greenlandese or something. Anyways, it's a difficult language like Icelandic. So the Fortnite's pretty neat. I plan on doing a few. I got to do a few more cooking videos. I've had people ask me that I need to start doing, and because I hopefully found a way to make some money off of those by pitching the products that I use and giving you a link to buy those products on Amazon if you so wish, and I get a percentage. So I'm working right now as a prep cook part-time to supplement the Social Security, and although I like it, I enjoy the people I work with, I enjoy the job there, but just this body's getting too old and hurting to do it. So I'm trying to do something that be a little bit easier. So I put a link on the Facebook page for those of you that watch this on Facebook. Just click on it and hit the red subscribe button. You don't even have to watch the videos. Just hit the subscribe button, please. And like I said, best wishes to everybody. I hope everybody's healthy and doing good. And send me a line. Facebook, or I don't want to do Facebook too often anymore. Don't look at it. Once or twice a week, I'll scroll through and see kind of some of the crazy stuff. But video games and YouTube's my thing now. So hopefully we can have somewhat of a get together in next year or so to get back up to Indiana and see you guys once again. I know our 50th graduation will be coming up in 3 years. 3 years. 50 years. All we've had is a 10-year reunion. But hopefully we can get together and have a 50th. Well, half hour for me. I'm going to go vacuum the pool Um, hope you got a couple laughs out of this and some thoughts of what music brings back memories to you. So God bless and peace out, dude. Y'all have a good one until next.